Alright, so I wanted to go over this video because of the aspect of basically stop killing games, right? Stop killing games. I made a video about that and basically promoting the fact that we should support it, right? Visa has responded to stop killing games. Let's just keep it a buck. I personally believe, this is my opinion, but I personally believe Visa has responded to stop killing games with whatever type of dog whistle that the fucking game developers and all of that. I think that they threw a dog whistle towards Visa to make them respond this way, because there was no reason for them to do what they did. No reason whatsoever. We're gonna watch a video about Water CS2 so y'all can get more information on what Visa's doing in retaliation. I believe in retaliation to stop killing games. You feel me? But yeah, it just was posted like maybe not even 24 hours ago, and it's already got 300,000 because it's a good fucking video. I just watched a couple of 10 minutes maybe. It's really fucking informative. So y'all gonna watch it with me, and we're gonna talk about this shit.
Imagine trying to buy a game on Steam only to find out it's vanished. Not because it's illegal, but because Visa and MasterCard decided you can't buy it. Over the last few weeks, tens of thousands of games have been removed from both Steam and itch.io, and it's all due to pressure from payment processors. This isn't just about a few controversial titles, it's affecting everything from small indie projects to mature but otherwise legal games. It's a new reality where gamers no longer get to decide what they can buy. But gamers aren't.
This goes back into the aspect of what Stop Killing Games was basically even initiated for. Because people, they're able to basically just take away games no matter what the fuck. Listen, if you fart wrong, nigga, they could take away their fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of the reasons why I personally wait for Steam games to be on sale. I'm not paying full price for no game that's not even mine. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe the last game I paid full price for was Silent Hill, and there was no reason for me to buy Silent Hill for $75 fucking dollars. No reason. It was a good game. It would just came out, and I wanted to just basically see Silent Hill because I never played Silent Hill 2. You understand what I mean? I never played Silent Hill game in general, but Silent Hill 2 I never played. And it was a really good game. But I'm hearing Expedition 33 is a really good game, and it was like $50, maybe $60. You understand what I mean? So it's like, they know what they're doing. These companies know what they're doing, and then not just that, but Steam, if Steam wants to take away Silent Hill, even though I paid that $75, it's like, it's on me. I gotta take that shit on the chin. And every game on Steam is like that. Well, most games on Steam are like that. I'm not sure if it's every game, but most games.
Just sitting back. There are reports of a mass campaign, Operation Fighting Fire with Fire. Their goal? To bombard MasterCard and Visa with calls and emails, mirroring the tactics used by groups like Collective Shout, who initially targeted Steam. Collective Shout claimed victory with around 1,000 emails, and gamers believe they can collectively shout much, much louder, simply letting MasterCard and Visa know, hey, these games we want to buy are legal, let us spend our money. So, as gamers express their frustration, Visa has responded to multiple emails with what appears to be a copy-paste response. I've seen multiple different emails, but they all had the exact same reply, so let's see what Visa has to say about the situation. Thank you for reaching out and sharing your perspective. As a global company, we follow the laws and regulations everywhere we do business. This sounds fair. Visa says they follow the law. Obviously, if something is illegal, that is its own situation, and I would agree that it should be banned from Steam. But these games we are talking about are legal, which is the problem. While we explicitly prohibit illegal activity on our network, we are equally committed to protecting legal commerce. If a transaction is legal, our policy is to process the transaction. We do not make moral judgments on legal.
We do not make moral judgments on legal purchases made by consumers. Then why did you take all of those games down? If all those games were, and that's another thing, if all those games weren't taken down because of your moral judgment, Visa, what were they taken down for? You know what I mean? Are you saying that those games were illegal and Steam posted illegal games? That's what you're saying? All of those games were illegal?
Purchases made by consumers. This is a very strong statement. Visa claims they don't judge what people buy if it's legal. and if a purchase is legal, they process it. This sounds great. This is what you would assume a payment processor would do. But if you have been paying attention at all to the situation, you would know this is simply not true. From games to crypto, guns, anime, porn, even energy companies, and so much more. But back to Visa's statement. If they don't make moral judgments, what does that even mean? It means they claim they don't care if content is adult, violent, or controversial as long as it's legal. They say their job isn't to decide what's right or wrong morally, but just to make sure money moves for legal products. So they are saying one thing, but then doing the exact opposite. Visa continues in the email. Visa does not moderate content sold by merchants, nor do we have visibility into the specific goods or services sold when we process a transaction. This claim is also very clear.
They don't know what the fuck is being sold.
Visa says they don't look at the content being sold. Visa and MasterCard are intertwined in so many businesses around the world, you can't actually expect them to go through every single one to review and moderate everything. Visa also says they don't see what's being sold when money moves. So if they don't see the content,
so basically, if you don't see the content, then how do you know what's being moral or not? And it's basically them calling themselves out too, because it's like you just said that we don't fuck with illegal shit, right? But how do you know if it's illegal if you don't check your products? If you don't check your products, how do you know if it's illegal or not? So all of that high standing moral ground shit, I mean, with you not allowing illegal shit, how do you know if it's illegal or not? You know what I mean? If you're going to so-called say that you don't fuck with illegal shit, how do you know if it's illegal or not? To your point, by your logic, right? But it was just somehow the selectivity on what y'all stopped in purchases.
How do they know if something is quote-unquote risky? Well, they rely on reports from banks themselves, complaints from the public, or even activist groups to flag a merchant as risky. So Visa won't look at every single game, but if a platform like Steam has a lot of content that's getting complaints, Visa can view the entire platform as a risk, which is how Collective Shout were able to get Visa and MasterCard to listen to them. By painting Steam and itch.io as this very bad place, asking them to demonstrate corporate social responsibility, and immediately cease processing payments. But Visa continues in their email. When a legally operating merchant faces an elevated risk of illegal activity, we require enhanced safeguards for the bank supporting those merchants. The last part is key. Visa says if a store has a high risk of illegal activity, they make the banks working with that store take extra steps to be safe. But notice they don't say the content is illegal, just that there's a risk of it. Visa claims that they do not make moral judgments on legal purchases and do not moderate content. But let's compare that to what Valve and itch.io actually said about the recent changes. In classic Valve fashion, they were quiet on the issue, with the only official information we have from them is the new rule change and an official worded response they gave out to multiple different journalists. In their response, Valve hinted heavily that payment processors were threatening to cut them off. They stated they had to retire certain games.
Certain games on Steam may violate the rules and standards set forth by our payment processors, card networks, and banks. As a result, we are retiring those games from being sold on Steam store because loss of payment methods would prevent customers from being able to purchase other titles and game content on Steam. We are directly notifying developers of these games and issuing app credits should they have another game they like to distribute on Steam in the future.
Because losing payment methods would prevent customers from buying any titles on Steam.
You're fucking up your business,
that Steam was now at the mercy of these payment processors, despite Valve's usual hands-off approach to legal content. itch.io was even more direct. They flat out stated they changed their rules because payment companies threatened to block all payments on their platform. So if Visa isn't making moral judgments or moderating content, why were these threats happening over legal material? Is Visa implying Steam and itch.io are lying? Well, the answer is in one vague word: risk. Visa states they require enhanced safeguards when there is an
because it could be a possibility. That's all that matters. That's if it's a possibility of illegal activity. That's all that matters. It's kind of like basically as a black man, y'all know how this shit goes. If you get stopped by a cop and you were pulled over by a cop, yes, you could go about the whole aspect of the old boy that got slammed and fucking ducked the fuck out. I think that they knocked out his fucking tooth. I don't know if he was missing a tooth before or after. But they literally dragged that man out. 22-year-old black man dragged that man out the car. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was recording the whole situation, but he didn't listen. They had the ounce of inkling of maybe he was doing something wrong. It don't matter if you were doing something wrong or not. That's why I was like more so worried about the aspect of him going home safely and alive rather than him going home in a body bag. I don't think that niggas understand that part. You know what I mean? So yes, I get it. You want to exercise your rights, but at the same time, if they have an ounce of fucking doubt that you could possibly, that's all it takes, is them thinking that you were selling dope. I got caught with basically pulled over on the side of the road, and they was trying to say that I was basically caught with fucking cocaine. I'm like, bro, I ain't never did cocaine in my life. But they said that I had the intent to sell. They could just place, like they always have done, they place drugs on my body. So if they have the intent, the risk, you look like a drug dealer. So we're going to make you into one. That's basically what's happening in this thing. It's sad, but it's the truth.
Elevated risk of illegal activity, but risk is a broad term. Often, it's not actually about illegal content, but about anything that might generate bad press or public protests. This gives power to groups like Collective Shout. They sent numerous emails, made phone calls, and ran public campaigns, painting Steam and itch.io as risky places, urging these payment processors to cease business, which obviously led into them then pressuring Valve. These payment processors hold all this power because almost everyone uses their cards. So when they label a platform as risky, which often just means enough people complained, they can directly threaten that platform with losing access to their entire payment network. This also isn't just about Steam and itch.io either. We've seen similar problems in Japan where businesses selling certain types of legal adult content have lost payment options from companies like Visa, often under the same risk umbrella. Even Visa's CEO in Japan has been vocally against adult content. This shows a clear pattern. Payment processors, despite their claims, directly influence what can be sold.
Yeah.
If they decide a business is risky, even for legal content, they can effectively shut down that business's ability to operate. So this email from Visa is a clear example of a big company saying one thing, while their actions and the statements of the platforms they work with show something completely different. Now it's also important to remember, as this video did have a focus on Visa,
these are the type of people that think that all of this gun violence on games and sex and all of the prostitution on games, don't get it twisted. It's a lot of shit that's on games that shouldn't be on games, I personally believe, but that's just a personal opinion. But a lot of this gun violence, I think that these are the same type of people that believe that this leads to the world being to where it is right now. Me personally, what I think is it leads to the world being okay with the way that the world is right now. Being okay in a sense of they're playing games rather than going out and to vote. You know what I mean? They're playing games rather than, actually being in the community. You know what I mean? That's what I think. It's more so a distraction. I think it's more so a distraction more than it is a enabler to do violent things or be more degenerate in society. You know what I mean? Be a degen in society. But, there's just two of the
other
same
payment
coin.
processors involved as well. There are some reports from people calling MasterCard that issues have escalated to a higher department, as they have been getting calls about this all week. Whether MasterCard's higher department actually does something is a different question that we will just have to wait to see. While the exact behind-the-scene details of what happened between payment processors and Steam are unknown, one thing is clear. Visa claims of no moral judgments don't match reality. They use vague terms like risk to deflect responsibility while controlling what content is bought and sold. This situation makes one thing very clear. Payment companies like Visa and MasterCard have huge unchecked power. They shouldn't be allowed to dictate what legal content can be bought or sold online simply by labeling it risky.
Yeah.
Because what really is risky? This unchecked power must be challenged. Payment processors, with their monopoly on transactions, operate as essential services like electricity or water.
I don't believe that the game developers didn't send out a dog whistle to Visa. I just don't believe that shit. Yes, Visa has been on a tirade trying to make shit shake. I think that they also play a part in the whole I'm in Georgia, so a lot of the porn in Georgia has been shut the fuck down. So I think that they had a part to play in that. Not just Georgia, but Texas, all the southern states. I think they have a part to play in basically making those bills shake in the background. But just to talk about this in the aspect of, yeah, I think that somebody blew a dog whistle in their ear ever since that Stop Killing Games incident, and basically them gaining traction the way they did. I think they got scared. They basically told on Big Daddy, you know what I mean, Big Daddy Visa, you know what I mean, MasterCard, and said, hey, we need you to do something. They are getting wild out here. And Visa stepped in and shut all the shit down by legal terms. You know what I mean? Technically, they are right. If they want to do shit based off of risk, that's all it takes. It's the risk of it. I'm gonna let y'all go see it and tell me what you think, man. The dude's channel is called Water CS2. Never heard of him. Never really seen him before, but he seems to do a lot of gaming videos. Every Cancel Valve game, new store update. Yeah, he seems to do a lot of them. Bell drops new Steam store UI. It removes 17,000 games due to payment. 17,000. 17,000 games, dog. Steam's censorship is worse than you think. 17,000 is a lot. Hi, I'm Warden. Do you want the latest Valve, Counter-Strike, Half-Life news? Okay. So yeah, subscribe to him, Water CS2. I'm going to link his profile in the bio. I just wanted to read more about what he was into. But yeah, it's a shame, dog. It's a fucking shame, dog. It's really sad. But this is the world we live in, man. I do not see too much of the Stop Killing Games actually helping things in America, because America's kind of okay with where we're at. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't see them actually putting law into protecting games. I don't, or protecting purchases. I'll say it's one of the reasons why I'm for piracy. I get it. There's some people that be like on their high moral shit and be like, I want to support the artists, but I'm not gonna hold you. I'm more so in the aspect of I want to support the artist. Yes, I'm always with supporting the artist, supporting the creative, supporting the game developer. I'm just not with this shit right here, dog. Yes, if I support this creative and it goes to his pockets, don't take away my ability to actually retain my purchase, and he still keeps my money. What the fuck type of shit is that? Like, that's like me purchasing some pants. They take the pants disintegrate and go back into the hand of the fucking what do you call it? You know, drop shipping goes back into the hands of the drop shipper, right? Because the drop shipper takes it back, right? And the creator of the pants still keeps my money. Nah, bro, that's not how this shit goes. I'm pantsless now. I got my ass cheeks out. But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Y'all can tell me yours. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe. I just wanted to basically go over this. It was just a review of it because the video was like gaining traction. I watched the 5 minutes of it. I was like, this is actually a good video. I need to talk about this, and I hope that it gets out because this video. I mean, not just the video, but the information pertaining in this video needs to be said. Anybody that doesn't think that this is not linked to fucking, anybody that does not think that this is linked to Stop Killing Games, gotta be fucking, like, you gotta be drunk. It's gotta be cope, because it's like this has to be linked to the aspect of how big and significant that Stop Killing Games was. Pirate Software was like a villain for the greater good, in my eyes, because it's like, yes, he's an asshole, he's a dickhead for his personal opinions, and Big Daddy Blizzard, and my dad worked at Blizzard, all that good shit. That's cool, you know, that's the meme shit. This shit right here is the real fucking meat. This is the real issue right here. This is exactly why Stop Killing Games did what they did. But like I said before, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think, man. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get some people that don't agree with this. I mean, don't agree with me and certain things that I've said. But it's like, that's how I feel, man. Stop taking away games just because you feel like you have high risk. Like, nigga, they've been selling fucking Grand Theft Auto with prostitution in it for I don't know how long. Since I don't know how long, bruh. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Now y'all want to be on some Stop Killing Games type shit. On Stop Killing Games high horse. You're killing me.